What is going on, guys? This is Ben here. I hope you all are doing well. Today we're going to look at the updated balance change in Brawl Stars, the Darryl rework, a lot of the differences between old Brawl Stars and new Brawl Stars. It pretty much looks like a whole new game in this next update. But yeah, we are going to cover a lot of information in this video, so I hope you guys are excited. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, because once the update drops, I'm for sure going to be getting the new legendary brawler Leon and showing you guys a bunch of tips with him. And then when it does go global, you can expect to see a lot more videos and tip videos and everything to help you guys improve on Brawl Stars. So hope you guys are excited. And let's jump right into this. So the first brawler that was changed was Colt. He received a buff on his attack and super. It used to be 280 damage per bullet, and now they have buffed that to 300. And now when Colt is at max level, he is going to deal 420 damage per bullet. And when I talk about other things like versus other brawlers and other objects on the map, I am going to be referring if he was at max level. Overall, if you land all bullets from one auto attack from Colt, it will deal 2,520 damage. And for those of you that do not know, there is 6 bullets per auto attack for Colt. Now, if he lands 2 auto attacks hitting every single bullet, it will deal 5,040 damage. And if he lands all 3 auto attacks hitting every single bullet, he'll do a max of 7,680. That is not quite enough to take out a maxed out Primo or a maxed out Frank, the heaviest brawlers in the game. But still, what's nice about this damage buff, gonna reward you a little bit more hitting that damage on the bullet. Now with your super, since there's so many bullets going in a rapid succession, he's gonna be turning out a ton of damage. The biggest drawback with Colt though is it's hard to land all of those shots. So strafing back and forth, at least now, will give you a little bit more damage. It takes him 3 hits hitting almost every single bullet to take care of the power cube box. And now if Colt has 2 or more power cubes, it will take him 2 auto attacks to take care of the boxes, which is really, really good because in Showdown, you wanna take care of those boxes as fast as you can so you can farm up those power cubes. And now I just want to give you guys a visual at how fast Colt is going to take down a low HP brawler, a medium HP brawler, and one of the bigger tanks like Primo. So versus Piper, one of the weakest brawlers in the game, it's going to melt her. Now versus Poco, it's going to take a little bit longer. And then versus Primo, hitting all of your shots is actually not going to kill him. It's kind of crazy. Overall though, even with the buff, I'm still unsure if this is going to be enough to push Colt like out of the average tier brawler. I mean, don't get me wrong, it will help dealing a lot more damage and rewarding you for hitting your shots and whatnot. I don't know if this is enough to make him into like a good brawler yet though, so we'll just have to wait and see. Let me know your thoughts on Colt. Next up, the legendary brawler, the one that loves me, is Crow. He is receiving a buff. It's a tiny buff, but it actually might make a big impact. They are making it a little bit easier for him to charge up his super. Before, it took 9 daggers plus some poison damage to get there. Now it's going to take 8 daggers plus some poison damage to get there. And now what I wanted to show you guys was about how long it's going to take now if you happen to hit like just 1 dagger at a time. So I was standing at a far range, only hitting 1 of the daggers per time. It's going to take a while, but a lot of times you're not going to be super close up with Crow. You're not going to get that insane close range burst damage until you really have your super. So a lot of times you're just kind of like standing from a distance, peeking away, trying to get 1 or 2 hits. So it's going to take a little bit of time. But now I also wanted to show you, if you happen to be up close range and you're able to get off those 3 dagger hits on the brawlers, he's gonna get it incredibly fast. Even though it is only 1 shot difference from charging up his super, I think it's gonna make a lot of difference because Crow is like kind of on like the bubble here. Like, he's decent in a lot of game modes, and that poison is just really, really, really strong. And anything that you help him out, it's gonna make him a little bit better. So I feel like he's still going to be good. I just don't think he's going to be broken with this because it's not a big enough buff, which is what you want. You want brawlers to be balanced. You don't want brawlers to be like broken. So I'm happy with this change. The next brawler that is getting a buff is Bull. I was a little bit surprised to see this because Brawl is like the highest DPS damage for shotgunners in your face. He's going to melt you in a couple shots. And to give him that HP buff is really, really interesting because he has that incredible super for where he can just run across the map, get to different locations. What they did was increased his base health from 5,000 to 5,200. So now at max level, he is going to have 7,280 HP. He used to be at 7k. Now, of course, Bull still has like the 3rd highest HP aside from Frank and Primo. And honestly, like I said, I'm just really surprised because it's going to allow him to be able to survive, have more survivability, to be able to get up closer to brawlers, to take a few shots from other shotgun brawlers. Like, I feel like Feast or Famine is now just going to be pretty much dominated by Bull more than it already is because he's just going to be able to take more shots from shotgun brawlers or like Shelly or Primo or Frank Frank's not really a shotgun brawler or primo, but you get what basically tanks. Because you guys know, as right now, the meta in Feast or Famine, it's either you play long range and try and shoot into the middle, or you take a shotgun brawler or tank and you run into the middle. And I feel like this is just going to help assert some dominance for Bull even more than he already has. And he is a great pick in Heist as well. And with Darryl getting a major rework, that's going to make him not the top must-need brawler for Heist either. I feel like Bull might be on the borderline of being one of the best tanks going forward here. So I just wanted to show you guys how many hits he's going to survive versus that primo at close range. And then I wanted to show you how much he's going to survive versus that Shelly. And like, say you accidentally face check a brush and a Shelly has a super and hits you, how long you would be able to survive. Just give you guys a little bit of a visual. But yeah, I am a little nervous about Bull because I thought he was in a very good spot. I didn't think he was bad. I thought he was actually good. And I don't know. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Bull. Next brawler we have here shaking up the mid lanes here is Pam. They increased her health from 4,200 to 4,400. At max level, she now is going to have 6,160 HP. She used to have 5,880. To kind of put you in perspective, like what is the HP of like other gem carriers or mid laners? Poco is at 5,320. Penny and Jessie are at 4,480. So Pam is just gonna be that beefy, does a lot of damage up close, and those little tires that she flings are really, really annoying. So I feel like this is going to make Pam even better as a laner than she already was. If anything, I thought like Poco, Pam, even Piper on some maps, and Penny were like all kind of like a rotation of like good mids that you could play or good gem carriers that you could play. And Jessie was kind of the odd mid laner out of there. So for them to buff Pam, and they also have nerfed Penny as well. We'll get into that a little bit later, but I feel like she is going to be one of the better gem carriers now. Poco's still going to be good. They did buff Jessie. I'll get into that next. She is going to be, I think, a little bit better too, but I'm a little scared that Pam is going to be seen everywhere because she already has good survivability, especially with her star power. She's going to be able to eat more shots now. She has her super to heal up all her brawlers, and she does a ton of damage up close. So she's going to be very, very good. Next up is Jessie. A very simple change. Her reload time has been increased. It used to take 2 seconds. Now it is 1.8 seconds. So this buff I think is a very good change for Jessie. She was kind of like falling out of favor like compared to the other mid laners, gem carriers that I have mentioned. And yeah, it did feel like it took a long time for her to reload and shoot. Now it's only 0.2 seconds, but in a matter of a game of like split seconds, that's going to make a huge difference. So what I just wanted to show you guys is how long it took her and to time it for her old reload time and just how long it takes with the new one, just the visual, and show you guys the difference. Overall, I think this will improve Jessie a lot, and hopefully it's going to help me push her up to 500. Next up, we have one of the strongest brawlers, mid laners, gem carriers, bounty brawlers, whatever, in the game right now. Penny is a dominant force to be reckoned with. She is so good, and it's only fitting for her to receive a nerf. So the first change is in regard to her star power. Before, whenever her turret would die, it would just randomly shoot out these cannonballs just randomly on the map, and if you got hit by them, oh well, you didn't really have anything to go off it. Now her star power super cannonballs, try saying that 10 times fast, no longer hit randomly. I had a tough time trying to figure out exactly what they meant by that, because like I was looking at the difference, and to me at first they seemed like they were just going randomly. So after watching them a bunch of times, it seems as though the new super cannonballs, when the turret is destroyed or the mortar is destroyed, it looks like those cannonballs that are flying are trying to purposely hit or go in the area of where the enemy brawlers are. Now a lot of times they still do miss, but it seems as though there's like a direction which they're going to. Like if it knows a brawler's over there, it seems as though that's where the majority of the cannonballs are going to hit. So I feel like it's just not as random anymore. I'll try and get some more clarification from that from the dev team, but as of right now, that's what I think it is. And let me know what you guys think as well after seeing it. Also did nerf her auto attack. They changed how fast it travels through the air. Basically, it's slower to get from point A to point B now. And I'll throw it up on the screen so you guys can see the difference between the two. But I think this is going to be big because Penny has a really fast fire rate. And now it's going to give you a lot more time, well, not a lot, but 6% worth of time to be able to step to the side and maybe dodge some of her shots. So overall, it's not a huge nerf, but it kind of is. I guess what I'm saying is like she's still going to be good, but it just gives you more of a chance to evade her shots, for her to not get her win condition, which is basically her mortar. Penny's okay. Her double shot, or when she hits a brawler and that splashback with the coins, is okay. It's the mortar, which is crazy. Personally, that's what I thought needed to get hit more, like maybe the range on the mortar or how much damage the mortar did. But they seem to have taken a different route here, so we'll have to wait and see. But let me know if you guys think this was enough for Penny, for how strong she was. I still think she is going to be good and a pretty solid option across the board. Now we have Taro. So it's a pretty simple change. They just nerfed how long it takes for her to get her super. It used to be 12 hits, and think of when they say hits, like one card hitting another brawler. So it used to take 12 hits, now it takes 13, so a difference of 1. Now this isn't like the biggest change in the world, this isn't like a huge Taro nerf. It's just gonna be a little bit annoying to have to get that one extra hit, because before you could get, if you only were hitting one card per time, you could do it after releasing all of your attacks, letting them reload up, releasing them all again, assuming you're only hitting one card. It would take you 4 times of doing that. Now you have to like wait for another one to reload after that, and then hopefully you hit the card. So nothing too crazy, it's just gonna take you a little bit longer. Now we're on our way to Legendary Spike, the previous best brawler in the game. I still think he will actually keep this title as best brawler in the game, because what they did was they just reduced the range of his spikes from his auto attack. Like when he auto attacks and the spikes fly out, they reduced that range from 5 tiles to 4.3 tiles. And what they also did is spikes from the main attack are now predictable. That means they're going to be the same spike pattern every single time you fire. Before, it was random. If you see in the gameplay below, I'll have like the old spike versus the new one. You shoot the auto attack in the same spot. Some of those spikes were going this way, some of them were going that way, and then you shoot it in the same spot again. Some of them go this way now. Like, it was just so random, and that is not good for competitive play. You want things to be as precise as possible, if that makes sense, or predictable as possible. And you could look at this as kind of a nerf and a buff, because in the other side of the gameplay, you see every single time it goes this way, it goes this way, it goes this way, it goes this way. But it's going to allow players that know the patterns to, like, say you're using spike, and you know if you aim here, this is where the spike is going to go to get that little chip spike hit. They're going to be able to do that now and execute on that. It's not going to be just left to chance. And now the opposite side is, say a player that knows the exact spike pattern as well and how to dodge it, he's going to know, oh, I have to go over here to dodge those spikes. So those spikes do come out in a very fast instance though, especially at close range. But now it is going to take out the randomness from his auto attack, which I think everyone is going to be okay with. But from my standpoints though, I just think it makes those spikes balanced. Like, if you know the pattern, great, you can dodge them. If you don't, it still comes down to chance for you, I guess. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think it's a buff for him in that sense, or a nerf? Obviously the nerf is that its range is reduced, but curious to see your thoughts. Now we have the brawler I am most excited about. We have a Darryl rework. They have totally changed him up. He is no longer just going to be a one-hit wonder on Heist. I mean, yes, you could use him in other game modes too, but let's be real here. Majority of the time, he was a specific brawler for Heist to be able to roll across the entire map, get to the enemy safe, and just go for it. What they have done is they have reduced his super from 23.3 tiles to 7 tiles. His super now charges in 7 attacks. Instead, before it was 13. His main attack damage has been nerfed. It was 360 per bullet. Now it is 260. At max level, it is 364. His super damage, which is the roll damage, it was 640. Now it has been reduced to 400. At max level, it is 560 damage. His health used to be 5,000. It is now 4,000. At max level, it is 5,600. So you may be thinking to yourself, wow, Darryl is going to suck now. They took away a lot of his close range burst damage. They reduced his super damage. They reduced his health. And they reduced the length of his super. What is Darryl? This is the big part. His super now charges automatically over 20 seconds. So if you do nothing, you could literally sit in your spawn and it is still going to be charging his super, which is crazy to me. And that's why I think he's going to be very, very good. And it's gonna open up a whole new world for Darryl. He's going to be like an agile brawler now. He's going to get that roll very, very fast. You can maneuver with him. You can use it for whatever. It's crazy. Like, they actually did this rework for him, and I think he was desperately in need of it. Now I don't know, like the super automatically charging I think might be a little bit too fast, but obviously it's so new, I can't be 100% certain on that. I have to test him out and try him out, but I'm all in favor of this. Yes, he's not going to be as dominant up at close range or to do as much damage as he has or have that much health, but he's got mobility now. He is going to be able to get that roll very, very fast, and you're going to use it so many times a match. And now his star power also is pretty cool. When you super, basically when you roll, he gets a shield for 3.5 seconds. And what that shield does is reduces 30% of damage. That kind of offsets a little bit of him losing some of his HP and him not doing so much damage up close, because now he's going to be able to survive more when you have that star power after just using your barrel roll. And the reason why I think they reduced a lot of his damage is because a lot of times you're going to be rolling like right into someone, and then you're going to get that shield, and you're still going to be able to shotgun him. So I think this is a very good rework for Darryl. He's not just going to be confined to Heist anymore. I think Darryl is going to be really awesome. Let me know your thoughts on that. Are you hyped to try him out? We'll have to wait and see though if that supercharging automatically is too quick, because 20 seconds does come pretty quick, and also it still charges up from your auto attacks as well. I did want to take some time to discuss Leon as well. You're going to be seeing him on the channel a bunch over the next few days. I want to unlock him. I want to trophy push him. I want to do some challenges with him. I want to give like an in-depth look and tip video on him after I play him for a little bit. So you're going to see him a bunch on the channel, but for now, his HP at max level is 4,480. His auto attack is like the inverse of Piper. He throws shurikens, and he throws 4 of them in like an arcing manner. So now they will always go in a left to right motion in front of Leon, never the other way around. So that takes a little bit time getting used to, but the dude is quick. He walks around so fast. His invisibility lasts for 10 seconds. His star power is, as we predicted, he gets that increased movement speed, and oh my gosh. When you're invisible, he books around the map. Like, he is insane. And you can use your invisibility as well to, like, because it's 10 seconds is a long time. It gives you enough to go in. Say you're weak, you can go invisible and heal yourself up in that invisibility and then shoot or whatever. So Leon is crazy. Like, you can go invisible, go into a brush, burst people down with your shurikens, and you're good to go. I'm excited for the update. Like I said, stay tuned. You're going to see a lot of Leon on the channel, a lot of good just strategy videos and fun videos coming out over the next few days and everything. So hope you guys are excited. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Stay tuned for more awesome Brawl Stars videos, and I'll see you guys later.